Hi Cancer, welcome to your January 2019 tarot reading. It's Rena. I'm going to pick an additional card. There's some certain cards that, okay, that's better because certain cards kind of leave me hanging, so I don't want that. Okay, so what we have here, the heart of the matter, the Nine of Swords. So, Cancer, this is a card you can see. I think this Rider-Waite Pamela Coleman deck is probably the best depiction of anxiety that there is. Because you can tell it's night, you know, they're sleeping. Now, somebody pointed out that there are flowers on the comforter, if you will, or blanket, and that it means that the person is kind of making I don't know if I'd say mountains out of molehills, but they're definitely exaggerating whatever is going on, and they're not seeing that everything is a lot less catastrophic than they're making it out to be. And I think in general, that's what worry is anyway. And I think that Cancer is prone to worry, you know, because of corresponding with what your sign represents. In astrology, it's the fourth house, home and family. So anything that, you know, that's the area of life that's supposed to make you feel safe, right? And yet, when you're taking your refuge in things that you can't control what happens in the outer world, that's going to lead to this feeling of, you know, now I feel safe, now I don't, instead of that steady self-assurance. And there may be a particular situation that is causing this anxiety. Now, we're going to talk about that through this card. The Queen of Wands. I just noticed that she has a little black cat in front of her. But this is in the challenge position. So this, to me, could be a woman who is like in an authority figure. So this could be a boss, like if you have a female boss who's giving you grief. This woman would have her ego out of control. She may be a drama queen. It's all about her, like a narcissist. I believe the Queen of Wands connects with Sagittarius, but to me, it should be more like Leo. And actually, somebody pointed out to me that even in this deck, she's holding a sunflower. And it's definitely fire energy, but with the feminine principle. So I don't understand why it's associated particularly with Sagittarius and not Leo. Because to me, if the sunflower, you know, Leo is ruled by the sun, and Queen, the royalty, I associate with Leo. But in any case, maybe she's an Aries woman. But that, forget about the actual sun sign. Think about what it represents. The fire energy, in the positive sense, is very enthusiastic, creative, and ambitious. When it is somehow distorted, it becomes very arrogant, domineering, and bullying, you know, which we can call as a form of domineering, and, you know, like controlling, in other words. And this can be somebody who makes your life a living hell. And so you wake up in the morning trying to, you know, get ready for work, and you dread it. because of this person's personality. Now, this doesn't have to be at work. This could be a person that you are married to or living with. This could be a person who is a mother-in-law or your mother, but someone who is in that capacity. And let's say it's a mother-in-law. She is interfering in your marriage. She doesn't like that she is no longer her adult child's center of their universe. So in order to feel relevant, she has to kind of stick her nose into your life and create havoc. You know, the triangulation that causes a person to feel like they have divided loyalties. You know, and that's why it's so lethal when a mother-in-law does that. Or, you know, it could, you know, I don't want to pick on women, but you know, that's the classic scenario rather than the father-in-law. And this is because of the Queen, we have to look at the feminine part of this. And so it's funny that I'm reading this for Cancer, because Cancer is a sign that's associated with family. And family is a two-edged sword. It can be wonderful and it can be a nightmare because, you know, you can't divorce a family. Of course, you could divorce your spouse. Now, if you have a spouse who does not stand up to his or her mother and allows this kind of diva-like behavior, this intrusive behavior, you may be facing a greater problem because it's indicative of their weakness in general. This may spill over into other areas where this person abdicates responsibility for, you know, taking charge of a situation. And in this particular case, it affects you because you have to be connected to this person. And it's possible, too, that if you have children, this person will try to get to your children. I was just, you know, I've been watching so many videos about narcissists, and they were talking about how the narcissist affects the grandchildren, too. So this can wreak havoc on a couple's relationship dealing with this person. And this person may know this full well, that they are, you know, contributing to the malaise of a relationship. If this is a boss, this person doesn't care about your feelings. They care about their own feelings and what's going on in their life. The higher message, the Knight of Cups. This is a card of this can be an offer. Now, this is in the kind of what would I call it? Philosophical position. I was just distracted because I noticed that he has fish on his armor. So maybe this is Pisces as one of the you know, water signs. I'm sorry, I'm so spaced out. I just woke up and, you know, Christmas was yesterday, and whoa, just really kind of waking up my brain. So that person may be, this is like a philosophical position. It may not be an actual person. Perhaps it's suggesting that there is opportunity out there, that this is not the only, you know, that there's more fish in the sea, as they say. And so if you're dealing with a job that has become nightmarish because of whoever is in control, you have to believe that people will, that the universe, let's put it this way, that the universe will present more opportunities for you. That this is not the only job in the world, that this is not the only relationship in the world. And sure enough, this is the more mundane, maybe what is on tap. Ace of Cups, new beginnings in love, new beginnings in... Oh, it's interesting. Now, I was looking at for some reason, I saw those lily pads, if that's what it was, as almost like coins falling, you know. And I think that, you know, and even that chalice is golden. I would say that you should follow your heart. You know, you may have love coming in, and the Knight of Cups too. If this was in another position, we would say as like a predictive position of somebody offering you love. And this is that proverbial white knight. Now, with the Ace of Cups, it's a new beginning in love. And you know, if the Queen of Wands is somebody that you're involved with, that person is in their ego, and they don't have the ability to really tune into you. The person that the Ace of Cups represents, maybe it's a fellow water sign, they do have the ability to appreciate you on a soul level. So Pisces, fellow Cancer or Scorpio, those water signs are attuned to life in the same way that you are. And a job offer that you have is one, if this is a new job, this will be a job that is more of a healing arts, perhaps, and or creativity, and it won't be necessarily, maybe this job that you're doing right now is much more dog-eat-dog competitive, you know, and it doesn't feel, you know, you're a sensitive sign, and you need that. And what's coming in is represented by the Ace of Swords. So we have these aces, new beginnings. Swords is seeing things as they are. This is a card, though, of success, victory, but new beginnings. But there's the important thing about this ace is that you're forging ahead with a sense of mental clarity. So you're not clouded over by this feeling of not only like anxiety, but this feeling that you somehow are responsible for this. Okay? And there's a real sense of detachment, emotional detachment, which is very important sometimes when you're making important decisions. And this could be a card of you making a decision about your situation, but it's not based on any kind of sentimentality or any emotion in general. You're just very clear on what it is that you deserve and need. And the outcome, this is why I picked another card. This is the Five of Wands. Now, in this context, it could be that you enter an environment where it is competitive, but in a healthy way, where people are, you know, there is the possibility of really trying to do your best, being in a creative environment where there's a lot of dynamic energy happening, and a lot of, you know, with creativity, it can be like, hey, I'm going to try to come up with, you know, like in an advertising agency, I'm going to try to come up with this amazing campaign, and then somebody tries to outdo you, but it's for the benefit of the company. So everybody ultimately gains from it. But like there's a friendly rivalry going on. It's not necessarily something bad. I did pick an additional card just because the number 5 is an unsettled number, and I wanted to get more clarification. Now I realize I got the Temperance card, but it's also a 5. 14 reduces to a 5. But the Temperance card is a card, you know, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So in terms of any kind of professional things, there could be creativity with what you're doing, and that's represented by the spirit or the water. And yet that, you know, the practicality to be able to make a nice living, have stability in your job, and also feel kind of your emotions are grounded, that you're not like in that sort of that despair, you know, or angst. With the Temperance card, I feel like there is this sense also of maybe being, you know, having a supervisor who is more balanced than this Queen of Wands individual. Funny, this also connects to Sagittarius, just like I said the Queen of Wands does, but maybe it's a balanced type of Sagittarian. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, Cancer, and if you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Have a wonderful January. Happy New Year. Take care. Bye.